go get him again.
Welcome back to the Rob Zoe channel. I'm your host Mark, and on the docket today we have an unboxing first impression video on the brand of Xerjoff, and we got a full presentation here to unbox. This is Astaral, so this is part of the Chemi line, which Xerjoff purchased. Chemi Blending Magic. When was that? Like 3 years ago, I think, give or take. I might be wrong, but they purchased Chemi. One thing they did well was take the Chemi aesthetics of their bottles and they morphed those and put into Xerjoff bottles, and it came out fantastic. Mwah! Beautiful works of art. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm not a big fan of Xerjoff, honestly. They've probably done 5 great fragrances in their whole collection, and that's about it. And I own maybe 2 dozen now of Xerjoff, but there's only a little handful that I really cherish and love. But I can't hate on the aesthetics of the bottles, even though the scent may not be good. We'll see. And again, this is my first dip into Chemi. I can't hate on the bottles. They look simply stunning. So before we unbox this thing, and I'm going to get blown away by the bottle aesthetics, have you subscribed yet? What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, do this and this. And then if you're already subscribed, just do this. Hit the like, okay? Just once though. Much appreciated, much love to my returnees. Comment ça va? Hopefully you're doing well. So let's start unboxing, but let's take a look at the note breakdown now. This was released back in 2023, so it has a year under it. I believe the nose would be Chris Morris, Chris Carpinell, the AKA of the game. So it comes in this, and oh, that's beautiful. I'll share. Look at that. That is absolutely, I love, the Chemi bottles were really nice, and they really did their thing. Yeah, you gotta give them props. Now let's take a look at the note breakdown. Pink pepper, anise, rose, labdanum, amberwood, violet, oud, amber, moss, cedar, and patchouli in here. So what are we gonna get? I don't know. Oh, okay, I was gonna say the cap's stuck. Not a good start. So let's put it on strip first. Good atomizer from Xerjoff as per usual. Oh, even has a little K on the atomizer, but man, that cap it's rustic looking. So let's smell this one. Oh, a dusty oud and rose combo. Nothing really new to the game. You're getting some labdanum in here. You're getting some pink pepper as well. It's dark, but it smells familiar to me. Let's put it on skin. Now that we're done with it, we go like this. Beautiful bottle. Beautiful bottle. Now, yeah. The rose is jammy. The oud is dusty. The rose is central in this fragrance. The oud is backing it as the back end. I'm doing a lot of hand. I feel like Aaron Terrence Hughes. Aaron Terrence Hughes. Let's talk about some cinnamol, citral, citronello. Going back to business. I'm starting to lose the darkness of this fragrance. It started off really rose oud combo, but it had labdanum and that oud, the pink pepper. It really gave it and the jammy rose, it really had some density, and it's losing the darkness, and it's getting thinner as it's rounding out on my skin. These kind of scent profiles, I like my edges. And what do I mean by that is certain notes have volumes to them, edges, textures. This is started out well, that it had some of those, but it's really losing that edge. So, you know, I like 3-dimensional notes like oud amber, things like that. Even labdanum has its ways, resins, balsams, things like that. You're going to get, volumes differ, and this seems, and this is a double-edged sword, too polished for what it's for. I like the jagged portions of these kind of scents. It seems Xerjoff gave it some bite off the bat once it hit my skin and started mellowing out. I started losing those edges. It started getting more rounded. Now, double-edged sword. Some people want it, prefer it that way because they don't want it to be too daring, too different, too crazy. Even though there is some darker notes in this thing. Other people, like me, and again, I can go either way. I prefer the edges. As far as the note breakdown goes, there's a lot in this note breakdown. This is a rose-based scent, if you want to get my take. The rose is primary and the oud is back in it, and it's staying put. So that's your central theme. There's a bit of labdanum here. Labdanum can show a leathery touch. It's not doing it here. And that's what I mean by like resinous quality that labdanum can do. It's obviously a big part of amber. You put vanilla and labdanum together and you get amber. No amber, no moss. It's not particularly unique, to be honest. However, you do have to go niche to find this kind of recipe. So there is some positives here, that this doesn't smell like a designer fragrance. You're not going to get fooled smelling this and you're like, you're blindfolded and somebody gives you this strip. You're not going to go, oh, this smells like a Gucci. This smells like a Montal. No. Well, you could possibly, if you don't know Montals, you possibly could say that. But this does smell niche, which is a good thing. However, in this oversaturated, and I mean oversaturated genre of oud rose combos, and this is what that is. Don't get it twisted. Don't look at the other notes. They're not big players here. You're getting a little dash of this, a little bit of that, a little pink pepper, maybe a little bit of that anise seed, but not much. Labdanum showed a little bit of grit off the top, but I lost it really quickly. Violet, no. Moss, no. Oud has no growl. It's like a dusty westernized oud, honestly. But that bottle, though. It's okay. But for a guy like me, you need to show me more. Right? A collection like mine, 4,000 bottles in my collection and growing. I got probably, I would say, a good 10,000 decants just staring at me, just waiting for me to do sampling samples again, which I haven't been doing. I probably have a couple hundred bottles here in cellophane of my own personal collection that I haven't even touched this year. I'm just buying and I'm doing Fragflex hauls, basically. So I haven't even been touching mine yet. You guys are going to be in for treats, by the way, for my stuff. Once I get to it, hopefully I'll get to it. But Astaral is, it's this chemi line. I saw it. I saw the bottles. I was like, beautiful. I might have, maybe eventually, would have purchased samples or decants. I don't think there would have been any of them that were, none of them were on my to buy list or blind buy list. And I have a massive blind buy list. Like when something I think is really good, it goes straight to, like, it just goes above the line and goes into the blind buy list. And this right here doesn't show me enough. It's a nice perfume, but with, with more time in the fragrance industry, the more you smell, this doesn't do anything for you. It really doesn't, unless you're looking for this kind of stuff, like a really smooth rose oud combo. There's a million of them out there, and this is probably pricey stuff. Anyway, this one is available at fragflex.com. Go go check out Fragflex. You can use my code TFG10. You get 10% off site-wide, so you don't have to purchase this. You can purchase anything on Fragflex. Great thing about my coupon, it doesn't expire while I'm still decanting for that website. So have at her with using that code. Now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly about this one. Always nice. I actually have, I think Fragflex sent me a total of 3 of these from the Chemi line. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll give me a really good idea of what this line's about. I don't know which ones they are. I haven't unboxed them yet. I just saw the little caps. They don't all come in this box. I think there was 2 that were probably testers or didn't come with the box, but I saw the caps and I was like, ooh, it might be the exact same fragrance, but I think I have 3, including this one. So love to see your comments on Astaral. I think there's better on the market personally in this price range in regards to a rose oud. That's what you're getting out of here. Mostly a rose than an oud as your primary. Not a bad scent, but not a wow factor. And again, when I'm wearing my rose ouds, the world's my oyster because I have so many prominent rose ouds to prominent rose to prominent oud. And what kind of rose do you want? You want a green stem, you want a watery, you want one with thorns, you want a jammy one. Have your pick. Then you got the oud and then all kinds of different ouds. So it really is an oversaturated job. And that's probably its downfall. But it's a well-made perfume. It's just, it's lost in the bubble. And as always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your rose oud based fragrance wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.